billions and billions of dollars in waste, fraud, and abuse. And I think it's very important. And that's one of the reasons I got elected. I say we're going to do that. Nobody had any idea it was that bad, that sick, and that corrupt. And it seems hard to believe that judges want to try and stop us from looking for corruption, especially when we found hundreds of millions of dollars worth, much more than that, in just a short period of time. We want to weed out the corruption. And it seems hard to believe that a judge could say, we don't want you to do that. Well, so maybe we have to look at the judges, because that's a very serious, I think it's a very serious violation.
Elon Musk has one mission, and that is to set Washington on fire and create a new system of transparency, one that runs on the blockchain. Could this be a subtle nod to Ripple and the XRP ledger? Some folks in the XRP community believe so, with one in particular saying that if Ripple and XRP are implemented more and more into government agencies, then this will allow them to investigate money laundering and any corruption involved in the spending of taxpayer dollars. Elon Musk is here to weed out corruption, negligence, and waste in spending those taxpayer dollars. In a recent press conference, he also pointed out some really shocking stuff, which we'll cover in this video. And this has folks like Elizabeth Warren trembling and running from reporters asking her how she got so rich on a politician's salary, current net worth between 12 and upwards of $60 million. Now, need I remind you, Warren, or Pocahontas as Trump likes to call her, was the architect behind the FDIC and many regulatory bodies being hostile towards crypto over the last 4 years and debanking crypto companies through Operation Choke Point 2.0, one that was recently exposed by Coinbase in an appeal that they filed and then won. In other words, it's a total fact now that there was foul play and lies were made on their end. Well, now Musk is going after Warren and other likely corrupt politicians in his next audit of the Federal Reserve, where Ron Paul, a libertarian who is a Republican, best known for speaking out against government spending, may now head this effort. So we have a lot to cover in this video, folks. And as always, if you're feeling blessed and bullish, comment 777. And if you're going to be the wealthiest person in your family tree, smash the subscribe button. Hello, folks, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Paul, and you can find me on Twitter or X at PauliDeFi, PAULIEDEFI. Now, nobody is shocked that there has been a lot of government corruption and misuse of taxpayer dollars. However, people probably weren't prepared for just how much Elon Musk and his team of 20-somethings are finding. That said, this seems to be anything all politicians and media outlets can talk about. People are afraid, and politicians are about to lose the goose that lays the golden egg. Here is a video of Elon Musk talking about that.
And also, could you mention some of the things that your team has found, some of the crazy numbers, including the woman that walked away with about 30 million,
right,
etc.?
Well, we do find it sort of rather odd that there are quite a few people in the bureaucracy who have ostensibly a salary of a few $100,000, but somehow manage to accrue tens of millions of dollars in net worth while they are in that position, which is, what happened at USAID. We're just curious as to where it came from. Maybe they're very good at investing, in which case we should take their investment advice, perhaps. But just there seems to be mysteriously they get wealthy. We don't know why. Where does it come from? And I think the reality is that they're getting wealthy at the taxpayer expense. That's the honest truth of it. So, we're looking at, we just.
And virtually every single day, we have politicians ranting about how this is a threat to democracy and how Elon Musk wasn't voted for, but neither were any of these three-letter agencies that are stealing taxpayer dollars. Here is Elizabeth Warren being questioned and then running.
Senator Warren, why are you so afraid of transparency? Why are you bothered by the fact that Elon Musk is attempting to expose all of this fraudulent spending? What is that about? What is the problem here? What is the problem with transparency? Do not touch me. Do not touch me. Senator Warren, I just want to answer a question. How did you get a $12 million net worth on a $200,000 salary in Congress? How did you do that?
Excuse me.
How did you do that? You can keep trying to block my camera. We're on a public sidewalk, so...
And so this is where players like Ron Paul are going to come into the mix, because they want to go scorched earth and audit virtually everything. And that also includes the Federal Reserve, who they believe Ron Paul would do best at, considering he has consistently been a proponent of auditing virtually every one of our government agencies because we spend too much and virtually have no accounting. Matter of fact, when you look at the Department of Justice, or excuse me, I meant the Department of Defense, they failed 7 audits in a row, and that's to the tune of trillions upon trillions of dollars that they simply can't account for. Who's to say that the Federal Reserve isn't doing a lot of things with taxpayer dollars behind closed doors? Now, at the end of the day, the Federal Reserve simply floods the system with money while the government collects taxpayer dollars. But where is all of this money going, which is causing inflation to widen the gap between the middle class and the poor and the rich? And so this is where things get really exciting, because now it's been reported that Elon wants to take the blockchain and track virtually everything in terms of government spending on a public ledger. And this has led many people inside of the XRP community to speculate that with Brad Garlinghouse and the team having a strong position and a voice inside of the White House, that it's very much possible that the Ripple and XRP ledger will be used to track government spending. And so could you imagine putting the entire US Treasury on blockchain for full spending transparency once and for all? Virtually no one would want to go into politics anymore, because they'd actually have to be public servants and not think about getting rich. But virtually all of the major politicians and names that you've heard of get rich once they're in Congress. Very few people are already very well off in terms of their business endeavors, like Elon Musk or Donald Trump, well before going into public service. And so it's really interesting how many politicians only get rich after the fact. And this is something that we want to track consistently, because again, it's all happened at the expense of the taxpayer. Now, really quickly, I know we haven't talked too much about crypto just yet, but this is exciting stuff, because I truly believe it's going to create for an environment that is the next golden era of investing and crypto, which leads me to bullrunners.com. If you haven't already checked it out, go ahead and click the link in the description or the bio below to check out Altcoin Pro University, your one-stop shop to help you to reach any crypto goal you have. We have the best tools, training, and resources to help you to become a crypto millionaire if that's your goal. Now, obviously, I cannot guarantee that you're going to be a millionaire, but if you put in the right time and are consistent and hop into all of the live calls, you're definitely going to increase your odds, because we have pros sharing all sorts of things like altcoin picks, professional technical analysis, and fundamental analysis. We share with you some of the best opportunities in DeFi yields, where you can put your crypto to work for you to earn yields on the crypto you're already going to sit on. We talk about airdrops and how to get free money inside of crypto. We offer virtually everything you would ever need to become a crypto pro. That includes live courses, live classes, and tons of training modules. So if that sounds interesting to you, alongside our 1,200 paying members community of very serious people, then head on over to bullrunners.com, watch this video, because you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. And every single freaking day you wait, you could miss out on another altcoin pick that we share. And by the way, the bull market, I believe, is likely going to take a major hit by the end or the start of May, as it usually does into the summer. So yes, every single day counts now. And if you don't want to miss out on any of these plays and calls, stuff we do not get to on the video, then head on over to bullrunners.com and I'll see you on the other side. So let's dive back into the video and cover some Ripple and crypto news. In particular, we're looking at a new post from Ripple talking about how they're planting their flag in Portugal, which is one of the oldest and the leading currency exchange provider, called Unicambio. and how their customers will now use Ripple payments to move funds instantly. This is really exciting stuff. However, I will make a note of the fact that this isn't as big of news as people would like it to be. Typically, when people see news like this, they ask, well, why hasn't the price moved? People ask that question all of the time. They're like, well, it must be suppressed. But the reality is you just have to look at the facts. Ripple would actually be quite impacted if anything happened inside of the largest country in terms of financial center in the world, the United States. However, in terms of Portugal, it's really not that big of a country. I mean, number one right here in terms of GDP, we have the United States, and the forecast for this year would be $30 trillion. The second largest would be China, obviously at $19 trillion. Then you have Germany at just under $5 trillion. And if you scroll all the way down to number 47, we're talking billion dollars at Portugal. In other words, the literal market cap of XRP is half the size of the Portuguese economy. So in all reality, anything that were to happen with Ripple in a country this small probably wouldn't move the market cap of XRP that much. However, it does solidify their business model, and it gives Ripple some ammo to point out successful pilots in other countries for when the time comes for bigger partners. And so, folks, even if institutional adoption weren't here, which currently it is, Coinbase has the most active crypto traders and users on the planet and now holds over $420 billion in digital assets, and that would make it the 21st largest bank in the United States. In other words, Coinbase holds more money than the entire economy of Portugal. And then in a post from Brian Armstrong, the CEO over at Coinbase, he mentioned that if you were to think of Coinbase more like a brokerage, they'd be the 8th largest brokerage today by assets under management. If they were a payments company, he said he's not too sure where they would rank on that list, but they did $30 trillion in total stablecoin payments last year. And the point is, the line is blurring when it comes to traditional financial systems and crypto. In the updated financial system, you will have a single primary financial account. In other words, crypto accounts, or any service providers that allow you to hold crypto and use it in all sorts of ways, whether it's a DeFi account or CeFi, which is centralized finance. And this account will serve all functions. A greater percent of the global GDP will run on more efficient crypto rails over time. And already we are seeing people like Elon Musk saying we should put the entire government on crypto rails. The whole world is moving to blockchain, and the biggest crypto companies in the world stand to win. In other words, yes, Bitcoin's going to be a winner. Yes, Ethereum's already a winner, even though it's lagging quite heavily. And of course, XRP is likely going to get to that $500 billion market cap by the end of this bull run. At least that is my prediction. And if not, definitely within the time frame that Trump is president, considering it is one of the most popular US-based cryptocurrency companies and now has more traction and attention than virtually everything else. So with that said, how much time do we actually have? Well, if you're literally looking at this chart posted from a guy named Pixel, you can see that each and every single cycle is about 48 to 47 bars. In other words, from today's current price, we would have up until the start or the end of 2025 or start of 2026 before the bull run is finally over, according to this cyclical chart pattern. Either way, more often than not, in the summers, we get quite a lull for a period of at least 3 to 4 months. And so we have to likely rally just a little bit more into May, probably look away by that point in time, and then buy back in sometime in October through the end of the year and the start of next year. Which is why I believe it's so important you head on over to bullrunners.com, because every freaking day matters. And this is going to be your one-stop shop for crypto education from here on out. This is going to be your guide to help you reach your crypto goals, whether that's retirement, a bit of extra cash, or to just become a pro because you love it so much. Whatever the case may be, head to bullrunners.com, check that link out, watch the video. Thanks so much for watching this video. Subscribe, and I will see you in the next video, my friend. Goodbye.